Have you ever wanted to talk to new people, but felt shy or nervous? Maybe you didn't know what to say, or you were afraid of silence. But imagine if you could start conversations easily, make connections, and grow your opportunities. Stay with me until the end, because today you will practice listening. Learn new vocabulary, and reflect on how small steps every day can make a big difference. In this lesson, you will listen to stories, practice vocabulary, and try speaking exercises. This is level B1, so it's perfect if you already understand basic English but want to grow faster. And because I want you to improve even faster, I have prepared a free practice exercise for you. Check the description box below, click the link, and complete the activity after this video. It will help you review vocabulary and speaking practice. Emma had just started a new job in a big office. On her first week, everything felt new. The open workspace, the smell of fresh coffee in the kitchen, and the sound of her colleagues laughing together in the lunchroom. Every afternoon, groups of people sat together, chatting and sharing stories. Some talked about projects, others joked about TV shows, and a few discussed weekend plans. Emma wanted to join them, but she always ended up sitting alone at the corner table with her cup of coffee. She thought, they all seem so confident. What if I say something silly? What if they don't like me? Her heart beat faster. She stared at her phone, pretending to look busy, but inside, she felt lonely. Then she remembered something her best friend once told her. Small talk is not about saying something big. It's about starting small. Just one simple question can open a door. Emma took a deep breath. She looked at the colleague sitting nearby and decided to try. With a nervous smile, she asked, "How's your day going so far?" For a second, she worried that it might sound awkward. But to her surprise, the colleague looked up, smiled warmly, and answered, "Pretty good, thanks. It's been a busy morning, but at least the coffee here is strong. How about you?" Emma laughed and replied, "Yes, I noticed that too. I think this is my third cup today." They both chuckled, and soon they were talking about the weather outside, their favorite type of coffee, and making small jokes about how everyone in the office seemed addicted to caffeine. Another colleague joined the table. The three of them started chatting about weekend plans. Emma felt her shoulders relax. For the first time, she wasn't just the new girl. She was part of the group. As she walked back to her desk, Emma realized something important. It wasn't about being perfect or saying something clever. It was about being friendly, curious, and brave enough to start. Vocabulary. Colleague means a person you work with. Conversation means talk between people. Nervous means worried or shy. Friendly means kind and open to others. Curious means wanting to know more. Speaking practice. Imagine you meet a new colleague. Try these. How's your day so far? Do you usually drink coffee or tea? Any fun plans for the weekend? David was nervous as he walked into the hotel ballroom. It was his very first networking event, and the room looked intimidating. Everywhere he turned, he saw people in sharp suits, shaking hands confidently, exchanging business cards with a smile, and talking in professional tones. The sound of laughter and conversation filled the air. David tugged at his simple shirt and thought, "I don't belong here. I'm just a student. What could I possibly say to these professionals?" His palms grew sweaty, and for a moment, he considered walking out. But then he remembered something his mentor once told him. Networking is not about selling yourself. It's about learning from others, asking questions, and showing interest. David took a deep breath and scanned the room. Near the snack table, he noticed a man standing alone, holding a plate of fruit. This might be my chance, David thought. He walked over slowly, smiled, and said, "Hi, I'm David. What brings you to this event?" The man looked pleasantly surprised and replied warmly, "Nice to meet you, David. I work in marketing for a tech company. I came here to meet new people and learn about what others are doing in the industry. How about you?" David hesitated for a moment, then answered honestly, "I'm still a student, but I'm really interested in technology and communication. I wanted to come here to learn from professionals like you." The man nodded, clearly impressed with David's honesty. He began sharing stories about his company, the challenges they faced in marketing, and how they used creativity to solve problems. David listened carefully, nodding, and asked thoughtful follow-up questions like, "What do you think is the biggest challenge for tech marketing right now?" The more they talked, the more relaxed David felt. The conversation started to flow naturally, like two friends sharing ideas. David realized he didn't have to pretend to be an expert. He just had to be curious and respectful. After 15 minutes, the man pulled out his business card and handed it to David with a smile. "You ask good questions. Let's stay in touch. Feel free to email me if you ever want advice or opportunities." David couldn't believe it. He had walked in feeling small and invisible, but he was leaving with a real connection. As he stepped outside into the evening air, David felt proud of himself. He realized something powerful. Networking isn't about being impressive. It's about being interested, listening, and showing genuine curiosity. That night, David wrote in his journal, "One conversation can open a door. Today, I learned that courage and kindness are more valuable than a perfect resume." Vocabulary: networking means meeting people to build connections. Business card means a small card with contact details. Follow-up question means a question that continues the conversation. Genuine means real, true, or honest. Stay in touch means continue communicating. Speaking practice: try starting small talk at an event. "Hi, I'm Anna. What brings you here today?" "That's interesting. How did you get into that field?" It's great to meet new people who share the same interests. Sophia was on a long train ride across the countryside. The train moved steadily along the tracks, the sound of clack-clack filling the air. Out the window, she could see wide green fields, small villages, and mountains far in the distance. She had packed her headphones, but after a while, the music felt boring. She glanced to her side. A woman in her 40s sat next to her, absorbed in a thick book with a colorful cover. Sophia hesitated. She wanted to say something, but part of her whispered, "Don't bother her. She might not want to talk." Another part of her said, "What if this is a chance to connect?" For a few minutes, she argued with herself. Finally, she gathered her courage, smiled politely, and said, "That book looks interesting. What's it about?" The woman looked up, her eyes lighting up. "Oh, thank you for asking. It's about a woman who travels alone across Europe, learning different languages and cultures." "I love stories like this." Sophia leaned in with curiosity. "Wow, that sounds amazing. I love travel stories too. Do you travel often?" That simple question opened a door. Soon, they were deep in conversation. The woman shared her experiences visiting Italy and Spain. Sophia talked about her dream of improving her English so she could explore more countries with confidence. They laughed about funny mistakes they had made while learning new languages. The woman recommended her favorite English podcasts, while Sophia shared a YouTube channel she followed to practice listening. The hours passed quickly. By the end of the journey, the woman smiled warmly and said, "I really enjoyed talking with you. Here's my email. Let's stay in touch." Sophia felt her heart lift. She realized something important. Small talk wasn't just for business meetings or work. It could create meaningful connections anywhere, even on a train with a stranger. As she stepped off the train, she thought to herself, sometimes one brave question can turn a quiet trip into a memorable friendship. Vocabulary: hesitate means pause before doing something. Recommendation means a suggestion. Meaningful means important or with deep value. Journey means a long trip. Connection means a relationship between people. Speaking practice: imagine you're on a train or bus. Try these small talk openers. "That looks like an interesting book. Do you travel often?" "I like this view, don't you?" Think about yourself. Do you find it easy or difficult to start small talk? What's one simple question you can use the next time you meet someone new? How can you show genuine interest in others? Say this sentence aloud. "Next time I meet someone new, I will ask," and then fill in your own words. Today, you listened to 3 stories about networking and small talk. You learned useful vocabulary, practiced encouraging language, and reflected on how small steps can open big opportunities. Remember, every strong relationship begins with a simple hello. Don't forget, I've prepared a free practice exercise for you. Check the description box, click the link, and complete the activity after this video. It will help you review vocabulary and speaking practice. Thank you for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep connecting, and keep growing. See you in the next lesson.